questions before we move on. Excuse me, about last week's lessons. All right. Let me know if it comes up for you as you study and do your work and stuff. All right, so leçon 16, mes voisins. We're starting with our dialogue on page 226. So please turn to that page, and this time I'm going to read it. Simply because I want you guys to read most of the dialogues this semester, but this week I'm going to read it because it's kind of long, and I want to make sure we get through all the grammar bits for today. So, bonjour, je m'appelle Frédéric Maillet. J'habite à Paris avec ma famille. Nous habitons dans un immeuble de 6 étages. Voici mon immeuble et voici mes voisins. So, quick cultural note. This is different in France than it is in America. The first story in France, the first story of a building is not down here, but it's right here. The one down here is the ground floor, and it's called le rez-de-chaussée. Rez-de-chaussée, and it's usually filled with a store. So there's the ground floor, rez-de-chaussée, and then first story, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So keep that in mind. It is different and it takes a little thinking. So rez-de-chaussée, première, deuxième, troisième, quatrième, cinquième, sixième. All right? So let's do the dialogue together. Oh, cool, Nation. Okay. Monsieur Lacroche habite au 6e étage avec sa femme. Ils sont musiciens. Lui, il joue du piano et elle chante. Oh là là, quelle musique! Mademoiselle Jolivet habite au 5e étage avec son oncle et sa tante. Paul, mon meilleur ami, habite au 4e étage avec sa sœur et ses parents. Mademoiselle Ménard habite au 3e étage avec son chien Pomme, ses 2 chats Fritz et Arthur, son perroquet Coco et son canari Foufou. Je pense que c'est une personne très intéressante, mais mon père pense qu'elle est un peu bizarre. Monsieur et Madame Boutin habitent au 2e étage avec leur fils et leurs 2 filles. Et qui habite au 1er étage? C'est un garçon super intelligent, super cool et très sympathique. Et ce garçon, c'est moi. All right, let's do compréhension on page 227. Numéro 1. Où habite Frédéric Maillet? Like, what town does he live in? Où habite Frédéric Maillet? Where does Frédéric Maillet live? He lives en Paris. Très bien. Numéro 2. Combien d'étages a son immeuble? Combien d'étages a son immeuble? Very good. There are 6 stories in his building. 6 étages. Numéro 3 asks qui habite à chaque étage, but I'm going to change it to qui habite au 4e étage. Qui habite au 4e étage? Qui habite au 4e étage? It's harder when you don't have the words to read along, isn't it? Qui habite au 4e étage? Very good. I asked who lives in the 4th story, and the answer is Paul. His friend Paul, his meilleur ami, his best friend, he lives at the 4e étage avec sa sœur et ses parents, with his sister and his parents. All right, numéro 4. Quelle est la profession de l'accroche? Quelle est la profession quelle est la profession de l'accroche? That was my response to Julia. Quelle est la profession de l'accroche? Très bien. Ils sont musiciens. What is the profession of the l'accroche on the 6th story? And the answer is they are musicians, les musiciens. Ils sont musiciens. Numéro 5. Selon toi, so in your opinion, selon toi, est-ce que Mademoiselle Ménard est une personne bizarre ou intéressante? Selon toi, est-ce que Mademoiselle Ménard est une personne bizarre ou intéressante? All right, not a lot of answers this time. So my question was, is Mademoiselle Ménard au 3e étage from the 3rd story, is she interesting or is she bizarre? Because in our dialogue, Francois, I think his name is, Frédéric, gives us a little commentary that he thinks she's interesting, and his dad thinks that she's bizarre because she has so many pets. She seems a little eccentric. So the question was, in your opinion, do you think she is interesting or bizarre? Intéressant ou bizarre? All right, not as many answers this time. It is hard to hear French and not see it, or to answer it orally, but this is the best kind of practice you can get, because if you go to a French-speaking country, this is what it'll be like. So we'll try to keep doing these dialogues. All right, let's move on with the lesson. Some vocabulaire. La famille, les grands-parents, le père, le grand-mère, la grand-mère, les parents, le père, la mère, l'oncle, la tante, les enfants, un ou une enfant, le frère, la sœur, le fils, la fille, le cousin, la cousine. Any questions? All right. Kind of went over this a little bit last week. So go ahead and on the whiteboard, tell me what your family looks like. So I'm going to say, j'ai 2 sœurs et un frère et 2 parents. I guess there's other vocab too. J'ai aussi, let's see, how many aunts and uncles do I have? So many. I can't even count them. 5, 6, 7 oncles. Et but even more with the ones who married. That's a lot. I'm not even going to count because I want to read what you guys wrote. J'ai beaucoup des oncles et des tantes et des cousins. J'ai une grand-mère. I have one living grandparent. All right. Let's see what you guys wrote. J'ai 2 sœurs, un frère et 2 parents. J'ai 2 sœurs, 2 parents et un chien. J'ai sœurs. Oh, you didn't tell us how many sisters. J'ai 2 sœurs et 2 parents. J'ai 2 sœurs, 2 frères et 2 parents. J'ai 3 frères et 0 sœurs. Est un chat. Remember, with cat, we always just make it masculine, even if it's a girl cat. J'ai deux frères. Don't forget the S on brother because you have 2 of them. And then no S on sisters because you have 0 of them. J'ai 5 sœurs et un frère. Wow, are you a girl or a boy? Il est l'enfant. He's the child. Very nice. Don't forget to do L apostrophe because enfant begins with a vowel. Oh, how do you say more than? J'ai plus de. J'ai 2 frères. Okay, Julia, cool. J'ai 2 frères et une sœur. J'ai 2 sœurs, 3 frères. Okay, so these are kind of average size. My last class I felt like was almost entirely really big families, lots and lots of siblings, or single or like only children. It was like both ends of the spectrum. It's very fascinating. J'ai 7 sœurs, 7 sisters, 2 frères et 2 parents. That's a fun household. So there's 10 of you. So if you have 7 and you're 7, 8, 9, so there's 10 children. Whew, that sounds like fun. J'ai un frère et 2 parents. J'ai 3 frères et 3 sœurs et 2 parents. This is always fun. I'm trying to say I have over this amount. Yeah, okay, yeah, Dara. So you could say, I'm not sure where your sentence is. You would say, j'ai plus de, like you said, like I have more than a dozen cousins or something. J'ai plus de douzaine cousins or something like that. J'ai une sœur, 0 frère, 2 parents et un chien. J'ai sœur et parents. Fun, you guys. If you're an only child, you would say, je suis, if you're a boy, you say, je suis un fille unique. Or if you're a girl, you say, je suis une fille unique. Fils or fille unique. Although it doesn't seem like we have any only children in this class. J'ai plus de 40 cousins. Whoa, more than 40 cousins. Are you guys ever all together for holidays? That's so fun. Yeah, I bet it'd be impossible to host that many people. Think of all the food. Anyways, that sounds like a lot of fun, Dara. That's really cool. J'ai 4 cousins. That's cool. I always get kind of jealous of people who have lots of cousins and stuff. I didn't have very many, but or I have a handful, but we're all spread out. None of us live in the same place, so we never really like grew up together. It's fine. That's what it is. Cool. All right, guys, this is fun. I always love seeing how you guys are doing things, and then also or how your guys' lives are, and then also to actually put it into practice, writing it and be able to correct the bits. All right, let's do the next grammar thing. Possession. So who can tell me, let's see if I can phrase the question correctly. If something belongs to someone, yeah, so to express possession, there's 2 ways we communicate it in French. In English. What are they? Let me start that over. If something belongs to someone, we want to express the possession. There's 2 ways we do in English. Do you know what they are? Something belongs to someone. Yes, so we have the apostrophe S as the first one we do. In English, we do apostrophe S. Close. The other way is to say of someone. So if I could say like the teacher's book or the book of the teacher. right? I mean, the second version, we use it in specifics. We don't always use it that way, but that's how we express possession in English, right? Okay, in English, when we want to say something belongs to someone else, in English we can use the apostrophe S, the teacher's book, or we can say the book of the teacher, right? Now in French, there's no version of apostrophe S. There's only the of version. That makes sense? In French, there is no apostrophe S version. There's only the of version. Okay, so possession is when a noun belongs to or is connected with a person. So here's our formula. This looks like a lot of words, but it's as simple as what I just said. So when we want to express possession, we say the something of someone, right? Let me type it out, what I just said. The something of someone. The something of someone. That's basically what that is. So the in French is either le, la, or les, right? Something is a noun. It's an object or a person that we belong to or that belongs to us or is connected to us, like a sibling or something. Possession. And then of is de, and then someone. That's the possessor. So the possession of the possessor. The something of someone. Let's look at examples. Excuse me. C'est le moto de Frédéric. It's the motorcycle of Frederick. C'est le copain de Daniel. It's the friend of Daniel. Daniel's friend, Frederick's motorcycle. But just think of it only in terms of the of form in French. Okay? So, and then I'm going to skip down to the bottom here. Say la maison d'Amélie. So if I do D apostrophe because her name begins with a vowel. Now it gets a little trickier when the person here is not, the possessor is not a name, but it's something like the neighbor. Oopsies, hold on. The neighbor. The neighbor. Then remember we have to make sure that the de and the article are in the proper form next to each other. So do you see how we're combining all the lessons that you've been learning? Okay, so for names, it's easy. We just say the something of someone. The something of someone. Now it gets a little trickier when it's of the someone. The cat of the neighbor. The bedroom of the children. The room of the house. The book of the hotel. Does that make sense? So I kind of divided it here with like names. This one really should be up here next to names. And then here's just nouns that are not proper nouns, like the neighbor, the children, the house, the hotel. Man, we use the more than I thought. What? Wait, am I reading that wrong? Man, we use the more than I thought. Oh, the like using. Yeah. Oh, that's why. Using the more than I thought. Yes. Actually, you know what, guys? Last night, okay, so sometimes I go to these humor websites and I took a picture. Let me see if I can find it. I know this is very casual right now, but so there's like a whole thing on this website that I look at that's like funny stuff, making fun of the French language. And I was going to share them with you not this week, but next week because I'd already made the slide. But let me see. There was one that had that like totally related to this. Hold on a second. It's here somewhere. Yes. Okay, coconut oil. So in English, we can say, because these websites are just kind of make fun of the silly things about life. So coconut oil in English. In French, we say, the literal translation is oil of the nut of cocoa. L'huile de actually, I don't even know the full French word. L'huile de noix de coco. That must be what it is. L'huile, um, huile, I almost spelled eyeball. L'huile de la noix de coco. That's how we would say it in French, because we don't use this kind of form of things. We use the of the form in French. So it sounds silly in translation, and that's why it was on this website, because people were making fun of it. And they love making fun of how you say 99 in French. But anyways, yeah. So it sounds yeah, that's a good way of thinking of like a formal way. Just think of it. I think the most helpful way is to think of it as the French just do not have an apostrophe s form. They only have the of form. Oil the nut of cocoa. Okay, so hopefully the silliness of that will help you remember how to do it. Let's do some practice. Matthew numéro 1, Rachel numéro 2, Sarah numéro 3, Emma numéro 4, other Emma numéro 5. I love how you guys are always next to each other in line. So you're just simply going to say the object of the person here in this example. The pen, the dad's pen, the woman's bed, the pen of the father, the bed of the woman, and so forth. Yes, permissions would be helpful. There you go. Okay, looking good. Le lit de la femme. Très bien. Le chat de Jean-Pierre. Parfait. C'est le chien d'Aloïse. You're perfect in your grammar, except the one little tricky thing here. Her name begins with a vowel, so we do need to do the contraction. Le dîner des grands-parents. Perfect. Good fix. All right, who's doing number 1? Is it just not showing up on mine? Sometimes mine can be a little late. I think it should be Matthew, because your name's number 1, but sometimes it changes. Oh, there it is. Okay. Le stylo du père. Parfait. Good. Looks like you guys got it. And you totally, yeah. The thing that you really need to remember is the proper form of de, du, de, la, and so forth. Good job, guys. All right. This next exercise is kind of fun. It's on page 228, but I'll give you the directions. We have Mark, Alice, Eric, and Laure, and they each have 2 objects. Mark has a racket and an MP3 player, a guitar and a scooter, looks like books or CDs, and a boombox or radio. She has a camera and a bicycle. Okay, then they go through the exchanges place, the change-o-matic thing, and Mark comes out with a guitar and the boombox. So I would say for this, Mark has, il a la guitare. Whose guitar was it before? Alice. d'Alice. He has Alice's guitar. Il a la radio d'Eric. So you can pick any one of the, well, I guess the accent doesn't really matter right now. Okay, so you can pick any one of the people here. Do as many sentences as you are able to. You can begin whenever you want and say what it is they have. So Alice comes out with a bicycle that used to be Laure's. So you say Alice has Laure's bicycle. Eric has Mark's racket. There's like 8 possible sentences I think you can make. Alors, à la moto d'Alice. Très bien. Alice à vélo. No. Okay, so actually, okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky. We are not saying à as in the preposition. You're saying à as in the conjugation of avoir. Alice has. Alice a. It's just a simple a. Because remember how we conjugate avoir is a, avant, avait, on. So we're actually using the a here as in a totally different form. There's no accent on it. It's a different word. Oh yeah, no, don't be sorry. Everyone, there's at least one person, if not more, that makes that mistake every time we do this exercise. So do not be sorry. Okay, and then, so right now, your sentence says Alice has bike, Laura of Laura. We want you to, you should say the bike of Laura. Laura's bike. Eric a la raquette de Marc. Laure a la moto d'Alice. Good fix, très bien. Alice a le vélo de Laure. Eric a la raquette de Marc. Alice a la MP3 de Marc. MP3. I think MP3 might be masculin. But the grammar parts are. Yeah, Charlotte. Yeah, I think it is. Le MP3. Lots of things to think about now. That's why a checklist might not be a bad idea. Eric a la raquette de Marc. I think raquette has another T and an E on the end, but you got the grammar parts just fine. Good. Good job. Eric I'm sorry, I'm laughing. My daughter, I can hear her playing this like learning game on an iPad, and she's pressing the same sound over and over again. And she's laughing about it. Okay, Eric a l'appareil photo de Laure. I hope you guys can't hear it. Eric a l'appareil photo de Laure. Good, except appareil photo begins with a vowel, so we have to do L apostrophe. Good. All right, looks like you guys got it. Good. All right, let's move on. Next. Okay, they're technically called possessive adjectives because that's how they're functioning. But I think it can be a little misleading. Try not to think too hard about the names. They're much more like pronouns. So don't get too hung up on the fact that they're called possessive adjectives. Think of them as they're more pronoun-y looking. Okay, so in English, because we're talking about possession in this unit, we talked about how to say something of someone. Now we're talking about saying that, oh, this is mine, this is yours, this is hers, his, or theirs. So the words my in English has 3 French versions: mon, ma, and mes. Your, ton, ta, tes. His and hers, son, sa, ses. Our, notre, nos. Your, votre, vos. And their, leur. Now, the next question that you would ask is, why are there 3 versions? How do I know when to use which of the 3 versions? In English, we can just say my thing. Why are there 3 versions? And the answer to that question is, it changes gender. Sorry. We choose which one depending on the gender and the number of the possession. So, my brother, I would say mon frère, because he is singular and masculine. My sister, I would say ma sœur, because she's singular and feminine. Mes parents, my parents, I'd say mes parents, because it's plural. Either masculine or feminine doesn't matter. It's like both. Masculine, feminine, we use the plural form. If I'm talking about your uncle, uncle is masculine and singular, so I'd say ton oncle. Aunt is feminine singular, so I say ta tante. Cousins is plural, so I'd say tes cousins. Okay, so the little trick here is, and this kind of trips up a lot of American students, is it doesn't matter the gender of the possessor. What matters is the gender of the possession. Okay, so Frederick is a boy, Sophie is a girl, and they both own a bicycle. And I would say son vélo, son vélo. His bike, her bike. But it doesn't, in French, it would just be like his, and I don't think of it that way, but like his, hers, bike, his, hers, bike, because vélo is masculine. And if they both own a radio, but I would both say sa radio, his, hers, radio, his, hers, radio, because radio is feminine. They both own books, and I'd still say ses livres, ses livres. If they're talking about these objects themselves, Frédéric would still say mon vélo. He would still say ma radio. He would still say mes livres. Same with Sophie. Even though she's a girl, vélo is masculine, so she would say mon vélo. She would say ma radio. She would say mes livres. So it's not quite how English speakers speak. But can I have green checks that you understand that? That's kind of the trick of this. In some ways, it's easy to remember that you memorize all these. But the tricky part is remembering that it does not matter the gender of the person speaking. It matters the gender of the object. Awesome. Okay, so one more time. Charlotte would say mon père, my father, and ma mère, my mother. Same with Ethan. He would also say mon père and ma mère. Doesn't matter which gender the possessor is. Okay, so we're out of time. So we don't have time to work on exercises for it. Our last little tiny lesson. Just give me like 1 minute, and then I'll let you go. This tiny ordinal numbers. We don't really use that term in English. They're rank numbers. So in English we say first, second, third, fourth, and it's the sound that we make after each number is different. But in French it's easy. It's the same. We just do the number and then em for every single number. Much easier. So if I want to say sixth, I would say sixième. Just the number 10 plus m. Yem becomes dixième, 10th. Easy. Okay. Now, really quick, let's talk about the test. So, this week we did lesson 16. Next week we do lesson 17, and then it'll be the end of Unit 5. So, next week we'll do lesson 17, and then on Friday, next Friday, February 10th, I will post the test in the discussions in Blackboard. A week later, I will post the answers. So this is, you do it all on your own. You get to see the test, and then in a week you get to grade it. Okay? So it'll be posted on Friday. There's no window for you to do it. There's no I'm not going to grade it. I'm not going to see what you do. But you can like download it or save it or whatever and take it and then grade yourself. Any questions on that? It'll all be, the test and the answers will be posted in the Blackboard discussions thing. The test will be posted next Friday. The answers will be posted the week after. And that's it. Oh, we're not doing the project family tree. Sorry, that's not supposed to be there. Have a great week. Thank you for staying a couple minutes late. I hope you have an excellent week and good job today. Au revoir.